was Celeste.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
Not a joke. Oh no, she's sad.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him,
Oh, the voice actress is getting a chance to show her chops.
that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Oh! Hello! But this is the kind of Celeste I like to see.
Pardonnez-moi.
Of course.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say
Shoot!
not. Is that really embarrassing? I mean, we already commented the screaming was out of character. That was in the recap, so
The behavior they had in common has to do with
I
the
think they both
suspicious
work.
individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
well, fuck you too.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. Makoto, a spine. Look it up.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yes.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yeah, she was the one who
We
led
headed
us
to
away.
the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
She saw something around the corner, right?
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
I wonder how they work with the timing. Like they couldn't rehearse it, and they can't like text each other. Their timing is good for a first run.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
It's getting late. Well, let's start this.
And on
Gotta
top
finish
of
it.
that piercing cry of yours early on.
Doesn't sound like a
That
real
was to signal
scream.
Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we are on the third floor. Everything's going according to plan.
Yeah,
Why
but you have to
else
hear from
would you
two
let out a
stories
scream that
down.
could have carried across the sea.
You call that blood curdling? I'm fine.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I think the blood would have been that for us. I don't know, after what Byakuya said, that's pretty weak.
I don't believe it. everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
Yeah, she made the connection herself. Good for her.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
Ooh, voice acting. Here we
I
come.
have no idea what you mean.
Aw.
Don't bother trying to deny it.
Get angry. Come on.
You made one fatal mistake.
Oh,
You trusted
did
Hifumi.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Yes. What? Oh, just going to say this. They. Well, actually, no. We already know Monokuma was working with a spy. They actually make sense in context. Oh no, that. Well, no. Even then, with everything that's happened, a lot of people have died so far. Of course, I'm using the word guys to mean, you know, gender-neutral group of people. And that's not universal.
Too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
Even as a villain, I think she's one of my favorite characters in this game.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
Yeah.
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Or it's your drugged body.
I've forgotten. You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No.
Yep.
There is no other explanation.
Then it was... Stagnite! Woo!
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Is Hiro really that much bigger than Hifumi?
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Come on, let's get to the setup.
Is it? I don't
to the
think
comic
it's
book.
ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous.
Why?
You can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight
Oh.
like that.
Yes, because of the costume. It can't bend.
Idiot is the culprit after all.
No way!
You dressed me up in that, then you just draped me. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's
What?
no
No,
way
I didn't touch it.
they could stand up straight like that. Then the fortune-telling
Oh, I
idiot
hit the
is
trackpad.
culprit after
Okay.
all.
No way!
That's what happened. Okay.
You dressed me up in that, then you just draped me. You
That
tried to
was-
make me look.
Like I said, as you can see
my
in the
computer was
picture,
glitching.
if the person in... There's no way they could stand up straight.
No, that's wrong.
Those gestures never look as
No.
cool as I think they do.
Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
We've already established. You don't need to be vague. Just say it. No, remember? We said it couldn't bend over. You don't need a flashback. We did it in this trial.
That's right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Whoa. Have you ever seen that image before?
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd
Hope we get a-
specially designed and stuffed Hero into it.
I hope we get a close-up later.
That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then.
Come
I
on, break,
suppose this is
break.
checkmate.
Checkmate?
Break. Break. Like a twig.
You idiot. What do you mean, checkmate?
She looks so cool. I love it. I love it so much. Who do I know of I could use that image for their contact info in my phone? Who do I know that's that nuts? I must think about this.
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Who tried to kill you? Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Oh man, she's so sassy now.
And I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hasakure!
I love this actress. She's great.
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
Yeah, shut up.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
I think he was, but I think he was motivated by alter ego. I mean, I don't know if they're still going to go that blackmail route. If they're going the
What the hell are you talking about? I'll
too
burn
blackened
my
route.
head.
Damn. Nope. Only 2 bodies.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How How did he refer to each of us?
I got it! That's right.
Did he?
Our last names.
I didn't notice,
Called
but it
us
was
all by our last names.
the most reasonable choice.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first
And Celeste
name.
doesn't have a last name.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
We don't know your real
To think
name.
You take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Wow, the timing of this is so good. I wish I could have seen the recording booth.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Well, now you do.
Huh? Do I?
Now you look like one of Tim Burton's marionettes.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is
so much fun.
Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celestia Lunenberg. Wait, is she German? Oh no. This is a biggie. Okay. Okay.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
What?
How long
Check
do you
out.
plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is!
Damn it!
Moron!
Forgot I would do both at once. Damn it! I would.
Hifumi was
It's
he
always
wanted us to
tiny,
know the
tiny
killer's
things that
last
get me.
name.
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Show us your handbook, bitch!
That's it! The handbook!
Come on, show us. Show us.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one, Mondo. Oh, I mean, he said the important thing. Do I have to? Okay.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
All right, let's vote. Killer.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Well, he said please. You gonna say no? He's being polite.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because Because... Until the game's over, you never know what might happen!
Ultimate Gambler.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again. From the
Oh,
beginning,
yeah, my
and shed light
favorite!
on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
My fave. Oh gosh, that artwork is disgusting. Okay, so creepy Monokuma. I don't know why, the color scheme reminds me of Junko. What did Junko look like? Ah, I guess she had whites and blacks too. Okay, so they're talking. They're talking. What the hell is happening there? Okay. I think that. And probably left the note. Oh. I should be talking more. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that one. Okay, so they put him in the suit. And he struggles to lift the suit. And then Taka, or Taekwondo, or whatever it was called, gets there. In Act 3. Ifumi kills him. That's fantastic. Getting Justice Hammer 4 covered in blood. Then Celeste shows us the picture. We find Justice Hammer 2, right? We find him. He's covered in blood. He does the dance. We just Hammer 3 nearby. That picture's already there, so I can ignore that. Okay. Oh, that's Bakuo's face. I can ignore that one. We find these two things separately. Then Ifumi finds Ifumi finds Taka, ties him up. And I don't think those match. I'm gonna come back to that one too. Then someone's happy because he's a cat. I don't know what's happening there. Then hit with that hammer. But that's okay. Let's I can ignore that. Because I have two that I'm missing. I think this makes sense for because it's the only one with Hero in it. And okay, do we see that picture? There it is. There it is. So that one's definitely not included. So picture right there, already there. Old case, old case, old case, already there. Already there. What? Oh, that's a tarp. That's not part of the bot. Okay, that's the tarp. I thought he was like pushing the blue Robo Justice suit up. Okay. Okay. Now I got it.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Hifumi. Oh. The Pact Destruct.
Hifumi.
The Pact
With an
Destruct?
accomplice,
What?
The killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous
so
duo
evil
intended
they
to
are.
pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi
I should have made this
positioned himself to make it look
videos.
like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
And Kablemi!
And that's
Well, he's
where
enjoying
Hifumi
himself.
killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
He's not conflicted at all.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time,
I have nothing to
they
say.
planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our mind.
Nothing to add. All
The
this makes
suspect
sense.
was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Yeah, I feel like that animation should have
while we
happened
did that,
before.
we left Hifumi
the explanation.
alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. Took
Whee!
a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3
That's so funny. I don't know why, but it's so
and
funny.
turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even
What is he
Hifumi
doing?
didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them.
I wouldn't trust
And
Hifumi
they
either.
did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Pretty.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
That's beautiful. Ooh.